Damn.
What is it?
Manny, did you see Keith's shirt? My colleague here asked him about his shirt. It's been game over. He asked him if that was for you. He said, of course it is.
I don't know. I don't see.
The Pac Man game is over.
Really? I love it. I like that.
Manny, what do you think that you were the underdog leading up to in the fight, but now you're like the favorite? What do you think about that?
I want to thank the fans for.
Guys, working press, quiet please.
I want to thank the fans for trusting me. Yeah, I think it because of my hard work, the way I prepared for this fight. I'm more motivated for this fight. So this is different.
Manny, after the Mayweather fight, you had a couple, lackluster performances. Jesse Vargas and Jeff Horn, they weren't your normal classy performances. What do you attribute that to? And how did you kind of get out of that little funk that you were in and get back to where you are now after beating Broner?
I think it's just adjustment of the training. At this age, I discover how you prepare for being at this age. Because I'm a kind of a boxer that I'm studying what my body's reaction when we get this age and like that, the way how you work hard, the way you train. First of all, for me, boxing is not just a training, it's not just for a workout, but boxing is about hard work. When you talk about hard work, you punish yourself all the time, every day at the gym. And hard work, and also study your body, how you get recover at overnight. Sometimes what I discover when I was young, I pushed like I did 33 rounds, 30 rounds every day at overnight, just overnight, and then you will recover the next day. But at this age, I can say that when I push myself like doing 30 rounds, 33 rounds in a day workout, sometimes overnight is not enough for body recovery. So the body is telling me, oh, I need more time to recover, and then we can push again.
Is that why you took more days off this camp than it seems like you've taken off in a long time?
That's right. And that's what I did. Since starting Matisse fight, Broner, until now, that's what I discover in boxing. But I'm not saying that you're going to be lazy in training. But I'm talking about hard work, focus, and if I'm talking about hard work, it is not like just training or simple training. It's hard work.
Was that something you came to stay active at 40? Because even though he's a younger fighter, you're the more active fighter.
Yeah.
Manny, you have one knockout in your last 10 years or so. There was talk of maybe as you got deeper into your religion that you lost your killer instinct and you didn't want to hurt your opponent as much. You just wanted to win the fights. Has that killer instinct come back? If you have Kieth Thurman hurt, are you going to go for the finish? And can Freddie attest to whether your killer instinct is returned also?
I think my team, coaching staff, they're very happy because, like I said, it's been a long time that I get motivated like this in my career. So this one is kind of I'm happy, enjoying, and doing this, especially in training. That's why I don't care if I'm overtrained in training, but good thing for the coaching staff. They watching me not to train hard, not to overtrain. They stopped me when they saw that it's over and too much.
What fights of Thurman have you watched that you were impressed by what you saw?
But I think the Garcia. Garcia fight.
What did he do in that fight? Was it his heart in coming back late in the fight, or what was it that impressed you?
I think I think Garcia in me is different. So I saw a couple of weaknesses him there, but I will not.
Did you see his fight with Sean Porter?
Sean Porter, no.
How about his last one against Lopez? Supposed to see the Lopez had him hurt.
No, I heard about that, but I didn't watch it.
You have to see too much tape. He knows what he can do. He don't have to worry about it. He knows what he can do. So he didn't worry about his opponent.
What do you make of Kieth Thurman saying?
I don't want to watch that last fight because if I'm going to watch that one and then become, I'm going to underestimate him.
What do you make of Kieth Thurman saying he was inspired by a performance against Omar?
He's inspired?
Yeah, he said he would run after you beat up on Broder last time. You inspired him to train harder.
So he went to run at 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning in the ring.
He was impressed by
He has to work hard.
Manny, what do you? Keith's a fighter with really good movement. How do you deal with his movement? And is it important for you to get?
I'm not worried about his movement. I believe that I'm faster than him. I can move side by side. I can box him, but I don't think if he's ready for aggressive and a more body shot like that. That's.
How do you feel that his height and reach advantage is going to play effect into the fight?
Oh, that's better for me because if your focus is a body shot, then it's a good advantage because he's taller than you, he's taller than me. So.
Man, would it be safe to say at this stage of your career you've been looking for a challenge like this to motivate you? Like that you were lacking motivation, but you kind of looking for this mega fight.
Yeah,
like
I mean
this.
that's good. I mean, happy with my opponent motivating me.
Historically, there haven't been a lot of 40-year-old or older fighters beating undefeated world champions. So what would this win mean for your overall legacy? I mean, considering you already have one of the best legacies in boxing.
It means a lot. It means a lot. Being 40 years old, then you can beat undefeated, and also to show that at the age of 40 I can still fight, and this is gonna be add to my resume.
Would you rank this as one of your more important wins in your career?
Yeah. I did. I consider this fight is one of the most important fight in my career because at the age of 40, I want to prove something, and then also my opponent, he's very good on talking.
Let me ask you, how would you rate it for his legacy if he wins this fight?
Probably behind the Cotto and Ricky Hatton wins, probably up there with those. Barrera above the first Barrera win.
Manny, do you expect Thurman to trade with you a lot? He moves a lot, obviously, in his fights. Do you expect him to stand and fight with you, or do you expect to have to chase him around?
Yeah.
He said he wants to trade with you.
That's good. That's good. Because I'm small, it's big, so it's good for him.
Huh? Do you believe him though? Do you believe he'll actually want to trade with you?
I don't think so.
Manny, Freddie projected that Keith would be 160 to 165 pounds. Does that, I mean, does that increase the risk when you do step inside?
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm a fighter, so my focus is to fight.
You talked about when you fought Margarito, who was a bigger guy, that you felt those punches for days afterwards. Kieth Thurman might be as big as Margarito was when you fight him. How does that fight with Margarito feel like good preparation for being in with a big guy like this?
That's good for me if he gain more weight because it's gonna be slow. My advantage for speed is one of the key in boxing. When you have speed, you can do whatever you want to do.
What is more important for you, your foot speed in creating the angles to throw punches, or your hand speed, how fast you get them off?
Both are coordinated. Foot speed and hand speed should be coordinated.
Manny, what do you think of Pernell Whitaker passing away? He was the same height as you, won a lot of the titles, same southpaw just like you. What do you think of Pernell, and how would that fight have went between you two?
Pernell Whitaker, in fact, if you believe me, before when I started boxing, when I was young, I was 13, 15 years old, like that. I'm watching him fight, and especially the very good fight with Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. It's a good fight. I saw him. I watched him even in Olympics. Yeah, back on the Philippines.
How old were you then? I mean, you were like 8 years old or something.
I was 10, like that, 10, 9 years old.
Who would have won in your primes?
I don't know. He's fast. He's a
Good fight.
Freddie, who would have won?
That's a footwork.
Speed and power. Speed against power.
Have you noticed the killer instinct that being back? Because I remember you talking about you were kind of concerned about it years ago.
He's a little more angry, just like this corner for talking so much. But I think we've had our best training camp in like over the last 5 or 6 fights. This training camp has been very good, and he's in great shape, and we're ready to go.
So if he has Kieth Thurman hurt, you don't have any concerns that he's not going to go in for the kill? And
no, I think he will go for the kill.
Manny, is there any one particular thing that Kieth Thurman has said that has really bothered you more than other things that he has said?
Sometimes I think the one that give me more, inspired me, is motivate me, is the one he said that he's going to crucify me.
What?
Crucify.
Was that over?
Why? Why did that particular line bother you?
I mean, well, just want to prove something. I just want to teach him. I just want to teach him a lesson.
Did the word offend you in your face?
This is your 15th time fighting at the MGM Grand. You've had some of your biggest triumphs here and some losses too. Coming back here again for a fight of this magnitude, is it just like any other fight, or is there something special about it being here where so many of these fights have happened?
Something special, because to fight here is at 40 years old, at 40 of age, it's one of a kind. I mean, I've been in boxing more than 2 decades, and until now I'm still here. Keep on fighting, and I really love boxing, and I'm happy doing this, enjoying, especially during training camp.
Man, as soon as you get your hand raised on Saturday, well, when you look to unify the belts, it's like the winner of the Porter Spence fight later on this year.
I'm going to watch that fight. That's a good fight also.
You want to unify?
Oh yeah. Why not? I mean, I can do that.
What do you think?
I will. After this fight, I will focus more on training strategies and studying the. It's like boxing is also like a science. You have to study. Not only studying when you have a scheduled fight, or I'm studying of boxing because I'm planning to, after my career, I'm going to write a book about boxing, how to prepare, and everything.
Manny, when you are at home, do you watch fights? Like when you're not in training camp and you're at home, do you put fights on TV and watch fights a lot?
This is a good thing. After my fight, I'll just tell you this. After my fight, I don't have no boxing at all. No boxing at all. I don't go to the gym to train like that. But I work out almost every day, 4 to 5 hours a day, playing basketball like that.
Do you turn on TV, will you watch a fight, and next month will you put the TV on and watch a fight that's going on?
Watching the fight, yeah, sometimes I watch the fight. If there's a good fight, and watch that. But I mean, going to the gym, like training, like that. No backing attack. So that's why if I have scheduled fight, then I'm hungry again.
Well, I'm curious then, like, so I grew up loving to watch Muhammad Ali fight. Like, who do you like to watch just for fun, just because you're a boxing fan? What fighter in the past or a current fighter have you enjoyed watching?
You know, since 10 years old, I've been watching fights until now. I saw like I don't know how many boxers I watched even before, way back in the 1990s. If you ask me, there I watched Oscar De La Hoya even starting in Olympics. I watched Roy Jones from Olympics to until to become a champion. Roy Jones, watching Tyson, George Foreman, Bramble, Whitaker. I watched that, and then the heavyweights before the heavyweights is so big, right? Before the heavyweights was so big before at the time of Evander Holyfield, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes.
Riddick Bowe was one of you guys.
Yeah, Riddick Bowe, like defense like that. Riddick Bowe, you know that like this. Riddick Bowe. I saw that Julio Cesar Chavez, Obakar. I saw that.
Anyone were your favorite?
Two brothers, Rafael Ruelas and Gabriel and Rafael. I saw many fights. That's how I love boxing.
Your son that's starting to box. Have you watched any of your fights? Is he interested in your career?
This is funny thing of my son. Okay, every time I go to his room, every time I always saw him watching boxing match. My fights, he play over and over. My couple fights like that. He's always watching boxing. And I remember when I was young, I saw a lot of, like I have a VHS, like before VHS, right? VHS, like dozen of VHS of fights.
You were a tape collector then.
Yeah, yes.
So what's your son's favorite fight of yours?
I saw him, he's always watching Margarito fight, Cotto fight, Hatton fight, De La Hoya fight. I saw that sometimes Morales fight.
What was your favorite fight of yours?
Not only one, I have a lot. I like, but the good thing is my favorite is De La Hoya, because De La Hoya is my inspiration in boxing when I start boxing. Even though I beat him, but I still look up to him because he's a good fighter.
Freddie said when you came into his gym, you showed him the fights of you getting knocked out. What was the mindset behind that? Showing him your losses when you wanted him to train you?
Yeah, it's just to learn, to learn what we need to improve in style, in footwork, training.
Manny, who do you think will win the Spence Porter fight?
Spence Porter fight. I think Spence has an advantage. Spence has an advantage, but it depends how Porter to prepare for the fight. Porter has also a good chance for Spence. It depends how they prepare. That's my
You said that you don't really watch too many fights at home, but at Spence's last fight, you were sitting ringside. Was that a fight that you were eyeing before the Thurman fight was on the table, or were you just there as a spectator and as a fan?
I was able to just to watch the. I believe that this. I know that's going to be a good fight. So.
Okay. He was invited.
I was invited, and also
Jerry Jones invited him.
Yeah.
Jerry's a big fan.
Well, what was that like for you sitting ringside, watching there, given that you had fought there before? I mean, you're the first ever to hold a boxing match there, brought out tens of thousands of people. Did you get any flashbacks being there in March?
Oh yeah, I when I was there, I remember the Margarito fight and Cloty fight.
When you first moved to welterweight, there were fights that were contractually obligated for lower than 147. There was the 145-pound weight for Cotto, I think. Do you not do that anymore because you feel you're a full-fledged welterweight, or do you just feel like you don't need that extra advantage against these guys?
145, 140.
The catch weights.
The catch weights. Like there's no catch weights with these fights anymore. Well, why did you move away from that?
Well, that's the way that they want to fight. But I can move 140.
You could still make 140 right now if there's a big enough fight there.
Yeah. Because from 135 to 147 is big.
Yeah, when he fought De La Hoya, what you weigh, 42, and he was 47?
142.
Oscar was low.
He was 145.
Oscar was 45. But there was no catch weight.
No, that he just came in light.
Is there? So you expect to come in about 142 this time?
142.
140.
What do you expect to weigh
for this fight?
I need to weigh like 146, 147, like that.
46, 47.
Because it's gonna be disadvantage for me if I'm going to lower mine.
Freddie, what will you weigh?
What fight? You said that you can still make 140. Obviously, your last several fights have been.
I only won one fight in 140.
That was Ricky
the Hatton fight.
Right. I was going to ask you, Senator, what fighter would intrigue you to go back down to 140? Do you see a fighter at 35 maybe that could go to 40, or a fighter that's currently at 140 that would intrigue you to go down?
If there's a fighter who wants to fight in 140, then why not?
Anybody in particular? Maybe Vasily Lomachenko?
I don't know.
What's
Mikey's
the
happy with
lowest you think you
47.
could go? Is 140 the lowest?
135. But
You can make 135?
a little bit reduce of that. But 140 is okay.
Right now, probably 40's comfortable.
Guys, we good?
Thank you, Senator.
We got some
Thank you.
Manny, sit right
Thank
there.
you, sir.
Leonard here. You go with Manny? Sure.
Manny, this is for Tom Brown here. He can sign his real quick.
Manny, can you look up a quick second? Who would have believed that 4 years ago?
I know, right?
now we just need Floyd right here. Let's
Right,
put over.
Is Floyd going to come to the fight?
Yes, Floyd will be ringside.
Floyd's a fan. Big fan.
Big
man.
fan.
Is he coming to
Manny, you love tickets for Floyd?
giving advice
I think Floyd can handle his
on how to
tickets.
beat
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he can
Is he
handle
going to be at the weigh-in?
I don't know.
No.
That's Floyd to leave me some tickets.
Does that surprise you to see a past opponent give advice to a future opponent?
Yeah, that's good for him.
Keith, you got a question?
Yeah, Manny, I know Floyd seems content in retirement now. Leonard has said that many times. Do you still hold out hope, though, that he's going to change his mind and fight you again?
I don't know because I'm still active and he's retired, so I think we don't need to bother him. Right? Let him enjoy his retirement.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Manny, thank you.
Make sure you send that picture to Bob. Right?
I am.
We're gonna send that right to Bob. Let's
Yeah,
right to Bob. Send that right to Bob.
Right.
What picture is good? Sean, do you want to get a picture? Thank you.
That was very nice.